2 years after Snow White's success, it's now Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's turn to bring a witch to life. This time, in the flesh, performed by Margaret Hamilton. With the famous musical film The Wizard of Oz, Victor Fleming also contributes to the depiction of witches thanks to the invention of Technicolor.
When they were doing screen tests of Margaret Hamilton with her costume on, which was an all-black dress with a high neck and a black hat, her skin against the black costume in this new Technicolor, that made her head look like it was floating above her gown. And so you might think it would have been easier to change the color of the dress, but they didn't want to take away that iconic element. So they changed the color of her skin and made her green. And ever since then, witches are known to have green skin.
Something with poison.
Another interesting fact about The Wizard of Oz is that it's the first good witch we have in cinema. So that really broadens the way people perceived witches, with Glinda the Good Witch, who was actually a help to Dorothy in the beginning.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch? But I've already told you, I'm not a witch at all. Witches are old and ugly. What was that? The Munchkins. They're laughing because I am a witch. I'm Glinda, the Witch of the North. You are? Oh, I beg your pardon, but I've never heard of a beautiful witch before. Only bad witches are ugly.
You have an interesting visual juxtaposition of the two witches, which really reveals a Christian Judaic concept of what's good and bad. And you have the angel or the fairy coming from above that's good, the good witch. And then you have the bad witch who is wearing blacks and has green skin and comes from the ground with orange smoke. The wicked witch doesn't care about her beauty. She doesn't care about maintaining her youth. All she's seeking, for whatever reason, and we don't know, is more magical power.
Give me back my slippers. I'm the only one that knows how to use them. They're no use to you. Give them back to me. Give them back. Keep tight inside of them. Their magic must be very powerful, or she wouldn't want them so badly. You stay out of this, Glinda, or I'll fix you as well.
At the heart of the film is this sort of a battle, if you will.
Very well. I'll bide my time. And as for you, my fine lady,
This is all really metaphorical. It's all about adolescence, right? So Dorothy, despite the fact that Judy Garland was a grown woman when she played this role, she's portrayed as a teenage girl. And these ruby red slippers, this color is symbolic of, call it what you will, female maturity, menstrual blood, anger, passion, all these things. But we see that the color red is really associated with womanly power. So the power of these glittering ruby red slippers, this, in a way, it has to do with this kind of womanly power that Dorothy has not yet come into. She doesn't understand it. She doesn't know why the house landed where it did and why she gets the slippers, and the fact that the witch cannot access them. And so we see again this parallel between the young, youthful, beautiful Dorothy having this thing that she didn't really ask for, just happens, and then the elderly, ugly, horrible woman, and she cannot get those ruby slippers.